Hi, and welcome to the Clarity, New Features, and Supportability video series for Release 16.2.3. My name is Catherine Ellis, and I am a Clarity Product Manager. In this video, I'll show you the new improvements for the Clarity Administrator and for the Staffing Manager related to staffing activities. As an administrator, I want the ability to quickly find attributes related to the staff object. In Classic, the object that holds the staff member allocation records is referred to as the team object. In Clarity, the administrator now will see the label for the team object changed to staff. This label change allows for a clear terminology distinction that aligns with other areas in the new user experience. As a staffing manager, I want the ability to view and navigate the allocation rows listed within a grouping of investments or resources quickly and easily that does not negatively impact the user experience. In this release, new pagination controls helps the user by breaking down large data sets into manageable chunks, leading to faster load times and a smoother browsing experience. As a staffing manager, I want the ability to quickly change a single allocation or hard allocation amount shown in the allocations timeline without having to open the Edit Allocations modal. This new capability to quickly make adjustments within the timeline allows for a focused approach, ensuring data accuracy to save time and clicks when managing capacity and demand. As a staffing manager, I want the ability to view actual units along with the allocation or hard allocation per period metrics in the allocations timeline. Implemented in response to a customer innovation idea, this new enhancement provides more information to ensure staffing decisions are aligned with posted actual units, leading to more accurate planning and efficient utilization of resources. In this demonstration, you'll see how to view the staff object in the administration tiles, navigate using pagination controls for child rows within a staffing workspace timeline, quickly edit a single allocation or hard allocation value within timeline, and how the view options can be configured to display the actuals column within the allocations by investment or allocations by resource pages. After upgrading to Release 16.2.3, the label for the team object to display staff is controlled through a feature toggle. The new enhancement is enabled by default, and the administrator has the ability to disable it if desired. The change to the label impacts the object attribute within these for administrative workspaces: attributes, audit, plans, and staffing. Let's go into the attributes workspace and take a look. By grouping the data using the object attribute, you can see the label for staff and all the appropriate staffing allocation fields are displayed. In the audit workspace, if there are any attributes enabled for auditing for tracking changes to allocations, the object name will appear as staff. Before I go into the audit workspace, let's look in the Classic Administration Studio workspace for the team object. Here you can see the label remains unchanged for Classic. However, the description for this object is updated to reflect the label change impacts Clarity, the new user experience. Let's peek at what fields have been enabled for tracking audit changes. As you can see, there are a few attributes already configured. We'll now return to Clarity and look at the Administration Audit workspace. The audit records generated for these fields now display the new staff label for the object. The Plans workspace and the Staffing workspace are updated too. Both of these workspaces allow the administrator to control the visibility for which attributes will be available in the Plans workspace and in the Staffing workspace. Navigating to the Staffing Attributes tab within the Plans Administrative workspace, you can now see the Staff object label. And the same appears in the Staffing Administrative workspace. Let's now focus on the other improvements introduced in this new 16.2.3 release for the Staffing workspace. In the prior 16.2.2 release, a pagination control widget was introduced for the top grouping rows in a timeline and for the resource histogram panel. Now, when you expand the top grouping row to display the individual allocation rows, when there are more than 100 allocations, a pagination widget appears at the bottom of the listing. It is important to understand that the controls to navigate between pages may be hidden if the column is not wide enough. Let's adjust the column width. Now the controls appear and we can navigate to the next set of allocations. The child row pagination control is available for any of the 4 timeline pages. Sometimes when managing the staffing allocations, individual single allocation amounts might need adjustment. Now, by using a double-click mouse action on a single number displayed in the allocation or hard allocation amount on the timeline area, the staffing manager can quickly update that periodic amount without having to launch the modal. Here, the allocation amount is updated. If using mixed bookings, the manager can also update a single hard allocation amount. This new enhancement is available on both the allocations by investment rows and for the allocations by resource rows. It does not apply to the Assignments tab, as the total estimates amount is not available to edit. Launch the modal to edit specific individual task assignments. As you can see here in the assignments timelines, the actuals amounts are available. Let's go into one of the allocations timeline where we now have introduced the actuals metric to display. In the prior release, the allocations display configuration presented the user with radio buttons to display allocation, hard allocation, or both. Now it has been transformed into a multi-value lookup for which you can select 1, 2, or 3 fields for display. As you can see, after upgrade, it remembers if the existing allocation or hard allocation or both were configured on your view. As with the behavior from the prior release, when only one metric is selected, the name of the metric is not displayed in the header. When 2 or 3 metrics are selected, the label appears in the header. When the modal is opened, it reflects the selected metrics. With the introduction of the Quick Edit, which is invoked using the double click, you can open the modal by using the right-click action to edit allocations. If only Actuals is selected when the modal is opened, the allocation column is added to allow the user to edit the allocations. If none of the metrics are selected, the allocation column is automatically displayed. Thank you for your attention. To improve usability for the Clarity Administrator, we have unlocked the power of precise terminology by using the label of staff instead of team for the staffing object. Stay in control of your staffing activities with advanced pagination features, quick editing options, and real-time actuals display.